If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay student, welcome to lecture 1 of this quadratic equation advanced level. In the basic and intermediate level, we have already done this much theories portion that is required. So in advance, we will be taking the locations of roots and some advance of theory equations and some formats of inequalities which was not mentioned there. Okay then, let's discuss this. If we go to little further, this is for advanced level, but for JEE Main also it is required. So that's why I've given here. The location of roots, this is very important. In case of entrance, you will find questions on this one. Locations of roots means, suppose they have given something that this function will have a root. There are 4 cases. There may be different other cases also. No need to remember also these formulas. You just understand how this is happening, then you can apply it in the exam itself. Suppose if you see here, this expression, what is the first condition? Both the roots should be greater than t. So I'm doing for a greater than 0, and same thing you can think for ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, and this is a for greater than. I'm doing for smiling parabola. The same thing you can, if you understand the concept, you can easily apply it for crying parabola also. So the idea is here, both the roots should be, what is the condition? They have given a number and they're saying that both the roots should be greater than that number. That means they have given a number, so these roots and this root should be greater than this value. Suppose this is point A. So your x1 and x2 both should be greater than d. So what is the first thing? First thing that I have to do is that, because in case of smiling parabola, you have 3 cases. One is this, one is this, and one is this. Because they are saying both roots, that means I have to go for this case. So that means it should cut this axis too. So for cutting, you need d should be greater than 0. If d is greater than 0, then you will have 2 roots surely. Because if d is greater than 0, we have real roots. So you will have real roots. And because it is, now you can see, because d is here, so what is the value of fd here? The function output is positive. Okay, so your fd, so first what I have done, d is greater than 0. So if d is greater than 0, I am bringing it down, I am cutting it 2 times. Now if I say fd should be greater than 0, the output of the function at this d should be positive. Now here d can be in both cases also. Here also d can be. Here also it can be positive, but it is now both the roots are less. The condition is not matching for us. So what we will do, you know this point. This point is the, what is this point? This point was the minimum point, minus v by 2. Minimum value. You can see this point is the minimum. So if your x1, x2 should be that side, so that means your minus v by 2a should be greater than d. So that's why they are saying minus v by 2a should be greater than g. If this point is greater than d and your fd is positive, that means you have already gone that side. Because if you go between x1 and x2, it will be always negative. So fd is positive means you are that side, and you are shifting that minimum point that side. So ultimately this is freeze. So you can now again one more time. What I are doing using this 2 point we got, that it should cut x-axis. Using this, d can be here, d can be here. So either the roots can be, both the roots can be greater than d, or both the roots can be smaller than d. Now as they are saying both the roots should be greater than d, so this minimum point should be greater than d. If they say both the roots are less than d, then this point should be less than that. So you can take idea about, so these 3 things we always check, and with this we will try to do that. So once you do the numerical, then it will become more easy for you. Let's just understand all the cases. Now what is the case? Next case, your both roots should lie on the either side of d. So you have a d, so d should be in between. One root should be this side, one root should be this side. So I have written only one condition. You can put other conditions, but with one it is sufficient. If you put extra condition, there will be no problem in the numerical. Answer will not hamper, but there is no need of other condition. Because your a is positive, it will be always a smiling parabola. And if you can find that at d it is negative, that means somehow it has crossed x-axis before that and after that also. Because negative is only this position. In between these only you will find negative. Because your d should be in between these two. So if it is negative, then it is sufficient. Because it is a smiling parabola. It is negative means it has to come from up and then cross and then go. Because you are finding negative here, that means it crossed here before and it will cross after, and in between that it is giving negative. So that's why this is the, with this only you can think of this case. No need to do other cases. You can try with other cases. B square minus 4ac should be greater than 0. That will also satisfy, but this will also, only with this one will solve you the purpose. No need to go that minimum value you can, no need to check. Only with fd you can check what is the magnitude of the function at that point. If it is negative, that means both the roots are either side. Now the condition is one root is lie on the interval between these. So between d and d there should be one root. So again one condition is satisfying. If your fd and fe, these positions, If you take product of these two, because in between that it should cross, so before it should be positive and after it should be negative. So the reverse will be here also. If D is here, E is here, so before it should be negative, after it should be positive. So there should be a change in sign in the function. So change in sign means if you take product of these two output, FD or FE, the product should be less than 0. Or you can say it also in this version, FD is greater than 0, then FA should be less than 0. So this one, or reverse, if FD is less than 0, then FE should be greater than 0. So if I include these two together, then it becomes this. That means the product should be always negative. Then one will be the opposite of other. Plus minus will give you minus always. So with this also you can find. So you can see between these two there is a crossing. That's why they are asking. Between these two there should be a crossing. Now the last condition, there will be other conditions also, but I am putting only this one because if you have the concept of how these are solved, then you can do any numerical on root positions. We'll solve numerical, then we will see. So there are 2 points between D and D. So your root should lie, both the roots should lie between D and D. So one thing, it should be square minus 4ac, that it should cut here because it can go between D and D. Your D is here, E is here. So it can go something like that, but it should cross. So that's why D should be greater than 0. And your FD should also positive, FE should also positive. Now again, what can happen, because if you are saying both are positives, so this is also positive, this is also positive. So there may be a case of this fashion, both just touching D and D. So this is a single root only, but because they are saying both the roots, it has to have two roots between D and D. So then it should come something negative. So that minimum value, it should have that minimum value. That minimum value should lie between D and D. So if it is lying between D and D, then you are perfectly sure that it is crossing two value and the roots are in between D and D. So they are asking that's why both the roots should be between D and D. Your FD and FE, that should be positive. And if D should be greater than or equal to 0, that also means that they are crossing each other. I think with these only, you can no need to go for third one also. With these only it will come, because if your D is greater than 0, that means it will cross or touch, whatever. It cannot go this side because D is already greater than 0 you have given, so this cannot be either this. So both the cases is possible, because here also both roots are equal roots, but they are between D and D. So there is no need of going with this one also. With these two options also you can do. So third one is not so absolute, not so necessary, but you can use, because this you can see it is in between D and D. This one also you can use. So you need to draw the graph and you see what is the value of FD and FA. No need to remember it by drawing each and every one. Just grasp the concept, get the idea of it, and when numerical comes we will draw it and we will see it. Don't do. So in the last section, that is theory of equations. If we say theory of equations says any fx, any general functions now of the order n. We have seen after second order only quadratic, it can be third, fourth, fifth, any order, and all the coefficients are real and the first one is not equal to 0, then the order doesn't remain nth order, and all the roots are, suppose these are the roots. So how many roots it will be? Because to the power n, so n roots will be, there will be n roots. So alpha 1 to alpha n I have given name. Now this is the formula. Sum of alpha 1 means alpha 1 plus alpha 2 plus, if you take, this is the meaning of sum of alpha 1. If you take single if you add, that is in case of quadratic equation alpha plus beta, you can see what was it, minus b by a. So that's why minus a1 by a0, minus second coefficient divided by first coefficient. If you take product of these two pair, alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha 2 alpha 3 alpha 1 alpha 3, let me do it for cubic expression, then you will get it idea. Suppose there is a function of cubic expansion I am writing. Suppose ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, any function of this format. So it will have three roots, let alpha beta gamma. If you take summation of 1 1 alpha plus beta, which is known as summation of alpha, so this is as per formula minus b by a. So minus second coefficient by first coefficient. Second one is sum of alpha beta, means the pair you can take sum. How many pair you can make? 1 alpha beta, beta gamma and alpha gamma. Whatever the possible pair you can make. If you take product of all pairs, if you take sum of all pairs, then it should be next one, c by a, and it should be positive. You can see 1 negative, 2 positive. So if you take 3 alpha beta gamma, whatever possible is 3 3, there is only one possible, you can take 3 at a time, that will be again minus d by a. So now you can solve for any number of, if it is 4, then you can also write all these expressions. So in general, if you take all of them, you don't know whether it will be even or odd. So that's why they have given, because in case of 4 you will be taking product of 4. In case of 4, this will be next one will be positive, because 3 3, then next 4 will be positive, plus minus, then next one will be positive. So that's why they have given this minus 1 to the power n has a special symbol. This is done for plus minus alternate. If n is even, If n is even, then it is always plus. Minus 1 square, minus 1 4, it will be plus. If n is odd, then the output will be always negative. So if you see that in case of, say, you see you are taking 1 at a time, negative, 3 at a time, negative. So if you take 5 at a time, then also you will get negative. And if you take 2 at a time, positive. So 2 at a time, positive. So that's why this is given at general formula. So this one. So I think this one this is the general one. If it is 1, you will stop up to 1, up to alpha 1, then you say a1 by 2. If it is 2, you will stop at a2, then it is a2 by 0. Then it will be 2 positive. So this is the general. If you put 1, 2, 3, these values will continuously come. The last one that I have is in this quadratic equation as a theory portion is to inequalities, because in the numericals, in the MCQs, you will find the range for which, because you will be getting the location of roots. That's will some types of, first let us take some examples, then we will give a general formula how to solve it. Suppose this one they are asking x minus 2, x minus 3 is greater than 0. For what value of x this inequality holds true, means this product of these two should be positive. So for this I always prefer to draw a number line. You draw 0, you know what are the number lines, and you know the roots, or you know suppose you make it equal to 0. Let us assume you will make it equal to 0, and you find the values of x. What are the values of x? Equal to 2 and 2, 3. So you simply just put a post. Suppose you are just digging a hole there and you are putting a post there. Bas. So as many as x you will have, as many as post you will put. Now you put x equal to anywhere you can put. Suppose the easy way is to put x equal to 0. You can put any value. Suppose I am putting x equal to 0, means I am talking about this zone. If I put x equal to 0, you see what will be the answer? Minus 2 into minus 3, that is 6. Whether 6 is greater than 0, 6 is positive or not? Don't think greater than, less than. Minus 2 into minus 3, it is positive. You are getting positive thing. That means this portion will give me positive, and then other will be just alternate. If this is plus, then that will be minus, that will be plus, just simply as it is. We are getting it. Forget about this. Minus equal to 0, you put any value, x equal to 0, then you take the product of these two. This is 6, positive means these will give me positive answers, and then side by side all adjacent will be the reverse of this. If this is plus, this is minus, this is plus, it will be always alternate. Okay, it can be more than 2, 3, 4 also. I will show you an example. So now they are asking greater than 0, then what will be the answer? That means this portion is the answer. This portion for the values where x remains between these values, between this position is minus 1, minus, these are the number lines. So anywhere in between this number line, answer will be positive. Anywhere in between this number line, the answer will be negative, positive. And between this, if I put any value, that will be negative. So what will be the answer? Because they are asking positive values, so I'll write the positive portion. So what is the, this is going to minus infinity, and this is going to plus infinity, because number line never ends. So minus infinity to 2. So we write it in this way, minus infinity to 2. Then union means plus this area, 3, comma infinity. And these brackets are known as open bracket. One can put this also, because with infinity it will be always 1. You will see, because this is closed. Closed means greater than equal to. If there is equal to sign, then you can put this close. Then it will be close, because then 2 can be, 3 can be. If it is open, then 2 cannot be, just before 2, just after 3. Because you cannot include infinity, that's why always with infinity it is first bracket. And with others, if it is a third bracket, that means including 3. If it is open bracket, then not including 3, not including 3. If it is a closed, then it is including 3. So that depends on either it is equal to sign is there or not. It is greater than equal to 0 or greater than 0. There are other examples also, I put it here. Suppose this example. There will be numerator, denominator, lots of are there. What are the values of x you can get? If you x equal to 2 from here, this factor will give you x equal to minus 5, this equal to x equal to 4. So I am putting all the posts there, x equal to 2, 4 and minus 5. Now let me put 0 here. So if I put 0, it is 4 into 5, 20, and then minus 2. So 20 by minus 2, minus 10. That means it is negative. So 0, this zone is negative. So this is positive, this is alternate. Once you know one zone, then rest are alternative. Minus, this will be plus, this will be minus, this is minus, this will be plus. So because they are asking less than 0, that means negative portion. So this portion and this portion is my answer. So minus 5 to 2, anywhere x between minus 5 to 2 can be union plus this portion, 4 to infinity. So there is a general format. So general format is x minus alpha into x minus beta if it is greater than 0. It should be x minus alpha, x minus beta. Not here you can say it is beta minus alpha minus x, not x minus alpha. If it is there, you take a minus common and you convert it into this standard format. Then the idea is you put post at alpha beta, you start from this side, your extreme right side, this side, and you look around this side. It will be always plus minus plus. You start writing from here plus minus plus. It will no need to check by putting 0 also, but provided that it should be in this format, x minus alpha, x minus beta. So you can see the answer will be this and this. If it is less than 0, then answer will be this. I will be taking between these two. Now suppose there is a case of x minus 2 whole square, x minus 4 is greater than 0. Now because there is a square, so it will be always positive. So positive number doesn't affect me in my inequality. You can divide it that by positive number. So x minus 2, this factor there is no need to look around. You only look at x equal to 4. This one. And this is in the standard format, alpha x minus alpha. So I will start from this side, plus minus. So this is plus 1, this is minus 1. So if there is a square, no need to think of that one, because it will be always positive, and you can divide an inequality by positive. You can divide inequality both sides by x minus 2 whole square, there will be no issue. You can divide inequality by a positive number. So only this thing will left. But you cannot divide a inequality with the numbers which is not sure. You cannot divide both sides by x minus 2, because you are not sure x minus 2 is positive or negative. If you know x minus 2 is positive always, then you can divide. Because I know here, because it is whole square, it is always positive, that's why I have divided the entire inequality by x minus 2 whole square. So it remains at this position only. X minus 4 is greater than 0. It is gone because I have divided by this one. Okay, that's what in theory portion. If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.